Jonathan Gavin, can Tony describe what the Wednesday local promos day of each week at JCP was like? How long did it take to record all of them? Were there restarts or did everyone keep going? I recall one on YouTube where Big Bubba turned and covered his mouth to keep from laughing at Cornette.
Yeah, okay, so we started about 9 o'clock in the morning, and we sometimes we would go to 6, 7 o'clock at night. The guys would have food brought in for them, chicken, normally fried chicken, sometimes pizza, in the middle of the day, and the guys would cycle in and out, and basically I would stand up there the entire day, and we would go one to the other, one to the other, one to the other. They would in the other room in the back. Wayne Daniel, who was our tape guy and one of our producers, he had like 3 1-inch machines and a 2-inch machine, and he would rack up 3 1-inch machines, and he would go, all right, you do the heels first. I think we did the heels, did the baby faces first. Do the baby faces for Raleigh, and then we do the baby face for Richmond, and then we do the baby face for Charlotte. And then while we're doing the baby face for Charlotte, he would fast forward to the position in the tape for the heels for Raleigh, then Richmond, then Charlotte. And then and he would be moving that all the time. They would be inserted right into the shows. We had no editing equipment. They just went right from us right into the tape machine, and they would be put in a box and they would be shipped out that day for that weekend air. Sometimes we would do stuff for Bob Geigel, stuff for Florida. And that's how Buzz Tyler quit, because he had been waiting there all day to send something to Bob Geigel. And Gene Anderson, who was kind of like the guy in charge of all the interviews, was not going to do anything for Bob Geigel until all the stuff for Jim Crockett got done, because that's who he was paid by. And that's what pissed him off so much. So it was a full day run by Wayne Daniel in tape, Gene Anderson getting the guys ready to go for the interviews, and then Jackie Crockett running the camera. When we first started, they would have a long yellow sheet of paper, that would be fed into it like a dot matrix printer, that they're all hooked together.
Yeah.
And it was long, and he would write up the card, and he would stick it up on this tripod with a magnet at the top, and it was setting like right to the right of the camera. So in the early days, you would see me read down who was there, and I was looking to the right, but I was running it down. And then later on, we got a teleprompter. And so what happened when we got the teleprompter, I took the sheets from JJ, the book that you and David have been, okay, we would take photocopies of those sheets, and I would sit in there and I would type them in to the teleprompter, and Jackie would run the teleprompter for me, as well as run the camera, because it was pretty much stationary camera. He would just kind of move right and left a little bit, or zoom in and zoom out. And so we started using teleprompter. I don't know when that first started, but it was a full day of work. And I can remember that on a Friday, I think I had a car wreck. It was a bang up, and I didn't have my seatbelt on, so I ran into the back of a car, and without my seatbelt on, my knee hit the dash, and I broke my kneecap. And so I was in a cast from my ankle to my hip for a week, and I still stood up there and did those interviews with that cast on. Lois took a pair of jeans and ripped the hem out or the side of them so I could fit them on over the cast. And so it was a full day of work, full day. And sometimes we would even, okay, we're done at 6, but we got somebody coming in like at 8 o'clock, and they need to do some things. But usually we got done early enough to where the guys would have to go somewhere, like maybe to Raleigh, 2 hours away. So if we were done, if we were the main event at Raleigh was like maybe 9 or 10 o'clock, they would be able to leave Charlotte and get to Raleigh in time. because even though we had the promos during the day, they worked every day. And that's where, that's where I kind of got close to guys. That's where Arn Anderson and I became friends. Flair and I became friends. Tully and I. And that's kind of where you really got to know the guys, because we were all in that room together for all day. It was a good experience. It was a great experience.